about the Detroit Pistons trading the 5th pick. I ran across the article. I forget what it was on. Probably on Piston Power. Had a list of candidates that the Pistons could trade the 5th pick for. And one of them was R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle. Obviously, we can absorb those contracts. You know, I still hear Knicks fans talk about they was mad before the lottery about we took Jaden Ivey. I'm like, I got Brunson. Even though Brunson and Ivey could work. But to be honest, I ain't the biggest fan of RJ Barrett, dude. Even going back to Duke, I wasn't a big fan of his, bro. And Captain wasn't a big fan of his, dude. But at one point, it was like, was it last season or this past season or season before? Like, he was balling for a minute. I mean, he could play the 3. You know, I think when he wants to, he could be a damn good defender. But shot selection is iffy. I think he might be beyond streaky. Then Julius Randle, it's intriguing. And obviously, you know, he had some issues with the Knicks last year that carried over to this year a little bit, but he balled. He can stretch it, but the problem with him is he need the ball in his hand. He need the ball in his hand to be effective, just to get into a rhythm. So there's so many guys. There's so many guys in the NBA that they can't play without the basketball. Who need the basketball? I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised not more people talking about that. How it's a large amount of players. It's a large amount of players who need the ball in their hand and can't play without the ball in their hand. You know, you kind of be surprised, and I don't understand why they wouldn't get over it. But it is what it is. People can't drive, but he one of them. And you notice, you know, he played with LeBron for a second, I believe. But you notice, man, them guys who can't play with that ball in their hand, they don't succeed. They don't succeed playing with LeBron. You seen it kind of with D'Angelo Russell Westbrook, who need the ball. And then you be like, man, why these dudes don't work on their game where they don't need the ball? They can, you know, catch and shoot, you know, learn the post and catch and shoot. Like Julius Randle, become better defenders, take that energy and put them elsewhere. But, you know, if it, you know, I mean, I think I would rather take Tobias Harris an expiring contract before I took Julius Randle, because we know Harris is on a basketball team where he don't need the basketball to be successful, right? And that contract gonna expire. We know he can bring a veteran presence, he can catch and shoot, but with Julius Randle, he always don't set the best example, dude. And then it's not like, okay, you get RJ Barrett and you feel any better about RJ Barrett, even though it's being said that he may end up being the best player out of the first 3 picks of that draft, because what Ja Morant doing and what Zion ain't doing. So RJ Barrett might be intriguing, but if I wanted intriguing, I'd just go sign Cam Reddish in free agency and still had a 5th pick. That's how I feel about it. That's exactly how I feel about it. So if you believe in RJ Barrett's potential, and you're going to have to pay him pretty soon too, and that's another issue. If you believe in his potential, okay, cool. But I don't. And the only guy I would consider off the Knicks, and we already got enough guards, is Emmanuel Quickly. That's it. That's the only one that I honestly would consider, and possibly Obi Toppin. Well, and you know, we don't need Mitchell Robinson at this point. That's it. You like RJ Barrett, the size, but you're just not sure. If I gotta pay him pretty soon, you're just not sure. take a bunch of shots, streaky shooter. But if you can get through to him and he can get into a role he's comfortable with, he got great potential. Well, I said really good potential. And then Julius Randle, he just needs the ball in his hand, and then he bitch and complain. He set a bad example in the locker room. He too old for that, bro. But he got to go somewhere where he at least first or second option. That's just what it is. He got to go somewhere where at least he the first or second option. You know? And that's what it is. He got to be the first or second option. And that's the true facts about Julius Randle. He got to be the first or second option. He need the ball in his hand. And that's a great topic for somebody to talk about the alarming rate in the NBA of players who can't play without the ball, who need the ball. You know? And I think the Pistons are blessed. This is their core to me. This is my opinion about their core. I'm not saying I don't never say I'm right, y'all wrong. You know, I mean, I try to be as open-minded as possible, right? I ain't gonna say I never say that, but I feel the way I feel. But I'm always open-minded, bro. And Duran, Cade, and Ivy all can play without the basketball and don't need the ball to be effective. So that's one of the few positives that the Pistons got. You got them guys who don't need the basketball to be successful. So, but Julius Randle cold. But in this league, you know, dude, him being your first or second option, you ain't gonna win a lot of games. You know? And he one of them dudes that need to get in the rhythm with the ball in his hand. He need to get into some type of rhythm with the ball in his hand. Then he can start hitting them catch and shoot shots. Then he can find the rhythm. So, but yeah. I mean, I'm only really interested in quickly, honestly. But then again, I think I don't want to move Cade to the 3. I actually look more into that Cam Whitmore kid. I like him a lot. Strong kid, NBA body right now. Explosive guy, good shooter. I mean, kind of what they need at the 3, kind of. To be honest, I think at the 5th pick, you know, for me it's either him. I know I ain't gonna take your money to hire Jet Howard. I'm a huge Jet Howard fan. Jet gonna shoot that bitch, but he ain't got the body Cam Whitmore got for sure. He ain't got that body. Cam Whitmore, I think right now. I think you take him at 5, you don't look back. I like Anthony Black too, but he more of a guy that like to have the ball in his hand. You hear, you know, some of the downside about a Cam Whitmore kid from Villanova, Sadiq Bey lookalike, is that he ain't good at playmaking at mid range. Look here, dude, we don't need you to do that shit here. You're gonna prove on it. You got 2 playmakers that's gonna get you the ball. All we need you to do is defend, dunk that bitch on the fast break or whatever you do, and shoot that hoe. That's it. Defend and shoot it. But I like Anthony Black too. You know. But Jet Howard, the dog, he gonna be good in the NBA, I think, man. I don't know how he translates, but I think he gonna be good if he plays some defense. But yeah, that's all I got, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJGood313. Venmo, CJGood313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all 9. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.